We now find G inverse of 1. So this is basically asking the question, what is the input to G function? We have to determine the input to the G function when the output is 1. Okay. And we usually say the input is nothing but X and the output is Y. So if you look at this G function, in each of the ordered pair, the first number represents X and the second number represents Y. So we write down like this, X comma Y. Now we have to find X such that Y is 1. So clearly only in this ordered pair Y equals 1. So we have to determine the corresponding X. So the corresponding X is 7. And this means G inverse of 1 equals 7. So we have determined that the input to the G function is 7, so that the output is 1. We now determine this H inverse of x, given that h of x equals 2x minus 9. So first I'm going to write down this h of x function, which is 2x minus 9. And now we follow the general steps to determine the inverse to any function. That is, in the first step, we have to replace this h of x by y. And this means we will get y equals 2x minus 9. And in the second step, we replace or we interchange the y, that y to x as plus x to y. So we have to replace x by y and y by x. So when we do that, I'm going to replace this y by x. So therefore this becomes x and this equals, and replace x by y. So it becomes 2y minus 9. And in the third step, we solve for y. Solve for y. So this equals, we have to solve for y in this equation. I'm going to first add a 9 to both sides. When I do that, I get x plus 9, and this equals 2y. Now I can divide by both sides by 2, and this means I will get x plus 9 by 2 equals 2y divided by 2. So we get y equals, therefore we can write down y equals x plus 9 over 2. And in the fourth step, we replace y by inverse of the particular function. Here we have h of x. So we replace y by h inverse of x. So therefore, I'm going to replace y by h inverse of x. So replace h inverse of x. We get this h inverse of function, h inverse of x function, which is x plus 9 over 2. We will now determine this composite function, that is h of h inverse of 3. So this can be written as h of h inverse of 3. So first we have to determine this h inverse of 3. This can be found using the h inverse of x function, which we have already determined. So I'm going to replace x by 3 in this expression. So when I do that, I get h inverse of 3, and this equals replace x by 3. So therefore it becomes 3 plus 9 over 2, and this equals 12 over 2 equals 6. So h inverse of 3 equals 6, and this means we can replace this h inverse of 3. This equals 6, so therefore this becomes h of 6. Now we have to determine h of 6. This can be determined by replacing x in h of x by uh, 6. So we find h of 6, and this equals, we have to replace x by 6. So therefore 2 times of 6 minus 9. And this equals 2 times 6 is 12, minus 9 equals 3. So therefore h of 6, this equals 3. So basically the value of h of h inverse of 3, and this equals 3.